Hello, everyone. I am so excited to introduce you to Natalie Potts. Before I do so, my name is Abigail Horn. I am part of Lisa's team. And I know there's been some questions in here, some very excited sort of people asking, well, who is the lead coach going to be in Velocity with Lisa Johnson? So I wanted to show you. I wanted to interview Natalie so you can get a feel for her and also for what is going to be going on the other side of this sort of launch process. So, Natalie, can I just ask that you share with everybody who you are, what you do, and then I'm going to go into some questions, if you don't mind, about what it's going to look like on the inside of Velocity.
Thank you. Yeah, of course. It's amazing to be here. It's very exciting. I'm Natalie. You may have seen me on socials or about and everything or at events. I am a business strategist, but I have the twist of the messaging side now, which I will allude into with Lisa has massively helped me on in seeing something in me. But we really dial in your messaging, get clear on what you stand for and making sure that you get noticed in what we know, and Lisa spoke about the other day, is an incredibly noisy market. The business strategy side, I'm a qualified coach through and through. But the messaging is really, and it's just something that we're going to pick up on in the program Velocity. I've had to really focus on nailing a niche and breaking through the noise in my own way, and messaging has absolutely allowed me to do that.
Do you know what? This is music to my ears because, as some of you will know, I've got another business as well as working with Lisa, which is all about getting your words out there, getting your message out there. And that is going to be one of the key differences in sort of making this very bespoke and unique to the individual, because I know Lisa wants this to feel like such an intimate and boutique environment where every single person is seen for who they are and what they stand for, to help them build a business that means something to them, you know, that's the success that they are looking for. And so finding their individual message is going to be a huge part of that. So let's have a little look then at what's going to be going on between you and every single person that comes into Velocity. What are those sessions going to look and feel like? What are you, other than messaging, what are some of the things that you're going to be able to really support them with?
The absolute key for me is that we build a relationship. That has to be the core for everybody, because you'll all work very differently, and having connection, community support and trust right now is really important. So I'm huge on values in business as well. So the absolute priority is that we build a relationship, because we have 9 months together, which is a long time. There's loads that can happen in that. So we have to have the clarity on where you're at right now. I want to know a bit about where you've come from, what's your journey, what's your story, and drawing out those key points so that everything that we do comes from a place of genuine authenticity. And then we look at, well, where do you want to be? What's the vision? What's your mission? And this is probably work that you've already done as well, but the real depth to that in terms of what does that look like as a strategy for 2025 as well. So you absolutely nail your goals. Lots of people don't have the clarity on what they want at times, and they don't know what it looks like. And we worry too much about the how, but we do have to get those goals in place. And that's where the roadmap will be absolutely key. I've been in Lisa as well for a few years now. She's the only mentor I have. I could be a little bit geeky about how I talk about her, but I think that the purpose of that and why I'm sharing it is that the ability to focus in your business right now is key. She said that to me over 1.5 years ago. She said, focus is going to be your biggest challenge. And you have to. And having one mentor, having that program with her and a time to see the steps I need to take, and then going and doing that, switching off the noise from everybody else, having the trust of somebody who's been there, done that has my best interests at heart, has been absolutely key. So the relationship's key, the roadmap's key. I'm known for accountability, sometimes in an OBS way, but I always say that it's back to compassion, empathy, because sometimes you're going to have to do the stuff you don't want to do. And that's going to be, like when I love boring, it's good. And we have to have that approach in business when we're talking strategy and having that clarity on what do we need to do. So the lead coach is there as your support to trust, but also to give you that idea of like what you need to do and when. Often people are just jumping a steps ahead. And we saw it last week. I saw it in the challenge. Some of the points were very good, but we're jumping ahead to offers. We're jumping ahead to social media. I'm like, hang on. Your ideal client's really unclear right now. People say stuck, and it's like, well, what does stuck mean? And really get to the depths of where we say then the messaging, like what is in somebody's head right now of your ideal client? What do they really want? Because I think we can feel it's very scarce or it's tough right now. It is challenging, but people have money right now and people are wanting help, and they always will have that. We'll always have problems and need help. And it's about knowing what you need to move you forward. And that's where the roadmap will help give you that stability. And I will be saying, it's great, but we're here. And that's what we need to focus on. And we need to trust the process, slow it down to speed up, and then we'll get to there. Just let's guide you through one step at a time.
And I don't think it matters where somebody's at now in their business. I think it's always great to go back and review where they're at with their ideal client, what the goals are, what the values are, because as we go through this business journey, when I think of me even being sort of 7 years into this business, we're evolving and changing all the time, right? And what was important to us in 1 minute isn't necessarily in the next. If we keep doing the same thing, we're only ever going to get the same results that we've always got. So we need to evolve with our businesses as well. So I actually think, regardless of where somebody's coming in and where they think they're at, I think going back and just readdressing some of these basics is really going to support them in understanding, well, who am I today? Not just who was I sort of last week or last year in my business. And I suppose from the accountability thing, for some people, that's going to feel a bit like, I'm going to be made to do something. And that's what you need, right? And that's what you want. But having been in Lisa's environments for so long now, very much like yourself, Lisa is the only sort of mentor that I've had in my world for a very long time now. And it's done so with so much love and so much warmth. Yes, you're gonna be held to account. You're gonna be given direction and told to move in a certain way that is right for them, depending on what they're saying to you. But that's done so in such a caring way. Like you're really gonna get to know people. You're really gonna know what's right for them and what's not right for them, because we know one size is not gonna fit all in this.
Yeah, look, I think the key is I'm always moved by Lisa in a way, and that's not said to be a girl fan or anything. Like, I genuinely feel that it comes from, and you will, as you're saying there, that it's done from a place of your best interests at heart, and what's right for you in your life. And there's so many things. I was in corporate world for 20 years, and I lost a lot of self-esteem leaving, and Lisa's been one of the only people that's really helped me build on that, and have someone believe in me, and that trust I've had with her has been profound. And I think in addition to that, there's a lot of mindset work, and I think we underrate that sometimes. I'm doing mindset every single day, unfortunately, but we do. And I've got a great relationship with Renee. She's massively supported me. So whilst you come in, you have myself as lead coach, you've got Renee's support, and the team LJ are always amazing for anything you need. Like, you just have to ask. That's the difference. Some people don't ask, but we've got the ability for me to go, you need to speak to Renee now, or that's cool, that's not me, that's Renee can help you. And likewise with Renee of, right, you need to take this back to Natalie, because, and again, that will really help you. And I don't see that being offered in other masterminds or opportunities that we have out there right now.
And do you know what? I'm absolutely covered in goosebumps, because I'm so excited, because I know how that works, because I see it from the inside. Yeah. Everyone, you are going to absolutely adore Renee as well. I'm going to come on and interview her so you can get a little feel for, who all these people are that are going to be supporting you in this world. So hold tight for that one. I'm going to arrange that interview. But I don't know if you've seen, Natalie, as well, something so exciting has dropped today, one of the bonuses. And everybody that signs up before 10 p.m. on the 25th? Monday the 25th, they are going to get an exclusive one-to-one with Lisa herself as well, which is so cool, because then you're going to be able to, they're going to get like this conversation with Lisa where so much is going to come up, and they're going to get so much knowledge and support. And again, it just gives you even more tracks to run on with the person, right? Like, to follow up on everything that's been said.
I did double look. I was like, is that true?
It's true. And they are so valuable. I think these one-to-one sessions are like $5,000 for an hour. Let me just put this into context for our listeners of this interview. Even in 30 minutes that I spent with Lisa on a one-to-one that I had, it was a part of an accelerator. She was very factual with me, very sort of do this, do this, do this, do this. I've got a neurodivergent brain. I love that. So I just did this. And I didn't try and deviate. I didn't try and say I was stuck. I didn't try and argue about it. I just did the thing that she said in 30 minutes. Bear in mind, you're getting an hour. And that first launch that I went away and did after that conversation, which was only weeks later, because I just got on with it and did the thing, I made 52 grand in that launch. 52 grand. I'd never made 52 grand in any launch in my life. I couldn't believe it. And I think that is important to say, right? Of just like what this advice can do for somebody, and they're getting an hour.
Yeah. It is. I mean, there was like, we're talking about simplifying here as well, right? And that's been something this year. I went to Lisa last year and I was like, right, this is where I'm at. And I don't love it. And I said, it's frustrating and I don't know what. And she sees the gaps. Like, we can't do it for ourselves, which is really, really frustrating.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's this, this, and this. And I was like, it feels a bit sticky. I feel a bit nervous. But I've leaned into that this year and I've been vulnerable and I've said, I feel a fraud and I feel this, because we all feel these things all the time. It's never going to go away. But it's really helped me to just go, actually, what's the business I want? What's the life I want? And simplifying things right now. So I'm really clear when you come in on this, or that. Over to you. And it just gives you more confidence. You get more time back, which is what I want in a business. And that simplification of not having to spin so many plates and market so many things just takes so much pressure away. It's been an absolute godsend this year.
Removes that overwhelm as well. And a lot of what's going on with people, it isn't that they're stuck, it's that they're overwhelmed. So they're not moving in any particular direction, because there's just so many directions that they can move in. Whereas actually, if a lead coach, for example, just said to them, let's take a walk down this path and see how this goes, and let's test and tweak and see what happens here. It's removing all the overwhelm, because it's just giving them something simple to follow. So I'm so excited to see all of this come to life. And obviously, alongside that, obviously they're going to be having these sessions, but the hot seat call as well that they're going to get every single month is going to be invaluable. So what you need to know from me, everyone, is that I have been part of one of these accelerators before with a very intimate number, just like that is going into this. And so everybody gets time and everybody gets focus on these hot seat calls. And what's so valuable about them is not just the questions that you ask that you get answered, but also hearing the things that other people ask and that they get answered. Because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know what question to ask or what question you're going to get value from. So I just think this is such a unique model, and there's just so much that is really going to just sort of help accelerate people over the next 9 months, which is just beyond exciting.
I mean, look, I met with 2 ladies last week who I was in Destination Inspiration with a couple of years ago, and we've kept such a gorgeous friendship. And you need that. Like, yes, it's great I've got a mentor, but I also need somebody that just is where I am as well on certain things, or we just talk differently about business. It's different industries. And again, you can see those relationships you build through those connections absolutely help you beyond. And being in that, I've got the ability to say, this is where you are as well, but this is what we need to do. So then actually down the road is Destination Inspiration. And that's great to know as well, because you want to know where you're going on things the next 5-10 years and that. And I know, because I've done it, so I can direct you in what you need to do now.
Well, Lisa has obviously got every confidence in you. You were handpicked. She absolutely adamant it was going to be you. She was so excited to sort of let us all know who the lead coach was going to be, which speaks absolute volumes about you and your work. So I'm wishing you every sort of success in this program. And I'm so excited for everybody who is now going to get the opportunity to work with you. And everyone, if there's anything that you want to ask Natalie, I can't see any comments on here at the moment. I don't know. This is all a bit techie for me. But if you want to ask anything, comment on the live. We're going to keep our eye on everything. So, you get your questions answered if there's anything that you want to ask Natalie about what this process is going to look like. But for now, I just wanted to say this. I was going to go that way, this way. This is the amazing person who is going to be one of your support system in this process. Okay. And there's lots of us, and we are all here to help aid your success, whatever that looks like for you. Natalie, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for coming and doing this interview.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.